Hello there, Awakened One. I'm Monica Bermudez, an intuitive quantum energy healer. I am coming on to this YouTube video channel, and I'm going to do something very special for this full moon in Leo. And it's going to be a topic that I feel for this full moon in general is about unlocking your true potential for this whole ascension energy as we step into like February of 2023, the beginning stages that already feels like there's something else that is just being released in us at a very collective level. And at an individual level, just feels like these other layers are starting to loosen up, is the way I see it. So, the deeper and deeper that we go into this ascension energy of this higher frequencies of expansion, the deeper it can go into these other areas of layers that may have been there for some time, for years, as human incarnates of, many human lifetimes that we may have accumulated in ourselves. And so when I talk about, the unleashing of your highest potential and unlocking your potential, I'm talking about your DNA. And because your DNA is very multidimensional and it has about 12 dimensions of, higher frequencies of energies and vibrations. And so there are these different layers within the DNA that scientists haven't yet fully discovered yet because they don't have all the scientific tools yet to really know that. So this is coming from purely intuition, inner wisdom of, collective knowledge of information that I've grown up with. And I do have a scientific background, by the way. I'm an engineer, but I am well aware, of these other higher dimensional frequencies of energies. And there is, some of the things that scientists are catching up to and doing studies on frequencies of energy, for example, studying a lot who do meditation and finding how this also increases the vibrational energies of the cells and the brain, especially the brain wavelengths. And so there's, evidence of all that. And there's even much more of, what's being uncovered right now through scientific means as, more technology begins to advance even further. So, when we are in a mode of like stuck in different patterns, and some of them are so subconscious that we may not be so fully aware until we really decide to become fully aware, then we start to notice all these other patterns. And most of the time, you can notice these through the different thought patterns of, what it is that you're thinking at that time in that moment. It could be, something that could be deeply seated in the area of unworthiness, for example. Because for years, I was so into this whole subconscious pattern of my unworthiness. And I was looking back, in my younger lifetime of, all the things that I had, but I still had this weird vibrational energy that was still there. But I didn't really acknowledge it until much later in life. And I felt though that this came also from a lot of my family generations of, especially through the women. And I saw that there was a lot of this unworthiness in being disempowered, not feeling valued, or not feeling like they, have a choice in anything. And if they did have a choice, they were very tough choices that were very hard to make. And it just brought up even more fear and being afraid to just step forward in making that change. And so this is, something that I had to like overcome myself. And so I feel though that for this full moon that's in Leo is going to give us that courage and that strength because of that lion energy and that bravery to really start to, first of all, confront ourselves, and becoming as aware as possible on what those patterns are and what is, a constant thing that just keeps playing out in your mind, in your heart, in your emotions. And, they could be just so uh, buried within that it may not even be that noticeable. So, I definitely encourage you to really dig deep within yourself and take the time out to go out and just really reflect on that and really put some concrete wording around that before you do like your own full moon ritual and so forth. One of the things that I have been working on for years now, and I've made a lot of progress on, but I feel that there's this huge layer now that is starting to loosen up even more, is in my throat chakra, because I had gone through so many human lifetimes where I had been either literally cut throat, and or beheaded or hanged, and and then other aspects where I have denounced my own spirituality of my own divine source, because this is our throat chakra is our divine truth, but it's also interconnected with all the other chakras from the above chakras and then the ones that are below, and specifically though with our solar plexus, when we speak with this voice of power of um and also like bringing in the upper heart chakra chamber right here, and the lower heart chakra. So the upper heart chakra is actually very connected to the throat chakra. So we're speaking with through our solar plexus, through our heart, but it's a power, that is embraced with love. It's not an aggressive type power, in other words. Um, so this is, starting for me personally, starting to loosen up even more so. And there are other, within our throat chakra is vocal cords. That are just like starting to activate themselves, and it's unlocking other aspects of those DNAs. And that goes for any part of yourself and any areas of your body that you may be feeling some discomfort, because there's something that is just beginning to loosen up and being released. Like for me, for example, of this root chakra, um, it feels like a scratchy throat, but it's not even like a cough. It's not even a cold. I just know that it's something that's just being released, but that's how it's manifesting in the physical way, because it's all interconnected to these other dimensional energies of intertwined. And so our energy and our soul, and our whole spiritual side of us is 99%, and our physical is just the 1%. So for me, everything starts with the energy of things. So it's really going within. So I want to talk more about this unlocking of these, potentials within yourself. So I want to talk around these three sacred things, big themes, right, around this. And the number one thing is to release what no longer serves you. So really expanding on that whole awareness. So you could take advantage of this full moon energy right now and really and you could grab your journal, your notebook, and write down the things that you feel are, have been patterns in your life that are ready to be released, things that you may remember. You may have a feeling on something in one of your past lives, or things that are happening right now in certain situations, certain people, if certain things are just toxic for you, then this is a time to really release them during this full moon energy. So really take the time out to take those notes and just be aware as much as possible for this full moon in itself. So the number two thing is to fill yourself up after, releasing. There is this a bit of like a void of emptiness that um, is ready to be filled with more light. And so the best way to fill that up and, to start to fill it up, one, is through gratitude. And gratitude can be linked to love, could be linked to the light, to many certain, like a lot of aspects, and then to joy. So the best way to start is through gratitude of things that you have, and for experiencing this and being able to live, um, to break free from certain things and releasing them in your own way. And so, just in general, just starting with something very basic could be just the air that you're breathing. That you have clean air if you do, because there's so many areas around this world that don't really have such, good quality of air. So other things like even just water, having clean water is another way to just being blessed and cleansed by the water, and also giving it a gratitude to it as well. So those are, some ways to get started with that. So the number three thing is to meditate, to connect with your higher self through your own heart, and just really, tap into this like higher sense of yourself, and connect with your higher aspect of, and I also did a YouTube video on a meditation, the full moon guided meditation. So I, highly recommend listening to that as well, as often as you like, and also sharing with others too, or, doing your own meditation and your own ritual in that way to be able to release that. But really just tapping into your heart center and receiving that guidance for your next move, especially when it comes to unlocking yourself and stepping more fully into your higher aspect potential of yourself, because that is, the way forward for this ascension, is that we are expanding and we are, jumping into these higher frequencies of energies and vibrations. And so a lot of the old dense energy, the lower vibrational energies, is they can't really live on this earth anymore as much as they used to in the 3D matrix world, in a world that was very dense. So it was this imprisonment of this matrix energy, of this illusion. And I was getting the information, I was actually just earlier feeling how much of an illusion it feels like to be in the matrix. It's almost like playing a game, right? You have to do certain things in order to get certain things. And this whole thing about being out in certain, like, for example, social medias, and doing certain things on there in order to receive and get the connections, to me was just starting to feel like a game. So I want to just start doing my own rules now moving forward. But that's really my advice, share, is to really tap into yourself and be more independent with yourself, and listening to your own guidance, and hence, creating your own world of this higher frequency of energies, higher dimensions, a new world of this 5D, as we start to break free from the matrix. And it's not an easy thing to do, right? I know, I've experiencing my own challenges as I'm starting to break more physically out of the matrix. um, so there is, inside of us, like I said, the energy starts inside of us, the breaking free from that matrix, and then the rest will start to come online in the physical world. And so that's, what I wanted to share about this. And I want to jump in and do just actually like a little mini oracle card reading for this full moon from a collective standpoint. Before jumping in, just a quick announcement that I am launching a group program. It's called Dismantle the 3D Matrix Within. And it's going to happen on February 22nd of 2023. It's during the 222 portal. So we're also going to receive some activations through that portal gateway. And if you want to be a part of that whole dismantling within of the energies, all the registration and links are found below. There's an early bird sale that will last for a few days. So if you're really interested, I highly encourage you to start looking at that and joining us for that group. It's really powerful. We're going to have some powerful light beings like the goddess Sept and goddess Kali, for example, who are, all about transformation and about destruction and removing the illusions of this, the veils that we've been under for this, dense matrix energy, being entrapped in it, and just releasing those energies within ourselves. First of all, in our DNA, using the light language, light encodements and transmissions that I'll be channeling from them to really go in deep within the DNA to release all of this. So check it out. It's all below in the information in the description contents. So I want to jump into this mini oracle card reading. Just pull out a card, and this is going to come from the Priestess of Light oracle card. If you can see that, I don't know. I'm going to shuffle these cards here and see what message wants to come for us for this full moon energy. So just shuffling them. I can't move my camera to show you, but what I'm doing. And it's gonna feel into the card that wants to come through for us. And it says Divine Masculine. And I never gotten this card before. It says Electric Active Power. The Divine Masculine. So here's what I'm feeling intuitively from this card, right? I feel like because we are dismantling a lot of the patriarch energy, which is all related to this old matrix dense energy of, you know, separation of authority and just this really off balance, I like to say masculine energy. It feels like, you know, since that is being dying, there's this new birthing of this divine masculine. And, you know, we have both. We have divine feminine and divine masculine. Doesn't matter if you're female or male. But we all carry this energy. You know, some of us may carry it more strongly either way in one of those. And what, you know, has been happening is that a lot of the divine feminine energy that has been rebirthing itself on the earth and within us is also bringing in the birthing of this divine masculine energy, which is building, you know, protective structures of this new 5D physical world that we are building right now. So it's really stepping into this active power, but it's stepping in with an active power with this divine feminine and also with this divine masculine type energy that I like to also call the twin flame energy. So there is this union that is occurring within ourselves as well. And it's creating this strength inside of us to really move forward and fully to unlock our potential in our DNA. And that's what this full moon energy feels like to me. So that is the message for now. If you really like this message, click like and share with others and subscribe for more messages like this and other guided meditations as well that I'll be sharing in my YouTube channel. And I am sending you all so much love. Bye for now.